Rabbi Melubavitch used to say all the time, bring me the light of Christianity. He didn't say it in this word, but this is what he said to who really learned Torah. Bring me the light of Christianity to vessel of Torah. This is what he asked all the time.
Was this Rabbi Schneerson?
Rabbi Schneerson, exactly.
So bring the Gentiles to the Torah?
He said,
that
bring
what
the
it is?
light of Christianity to the vessel.
And Admor Hazaken, the first rabbi of Chabad, I talk about 200 years ago, he wrote the same thing about Parashat Vayishlach, the meeting between Esav and Yaakov. He says that all goal of all creation is this meeting. And this exactly is the meeting, the agreement that I, as Esav, as somebody that come back from the West culture, try to achieve with my rabbi that is Yaakov. Is Eve and the snake. But I talk about the holy snake because it can be holy snake because Dan is one of the tribe of
Nachash.
Nachash. And it is Nachash Nachoshet that can heal you.
Yes.
If you only meditate on it, watch him very well, you have to put it, give him strong legs, to put it high, and then the snake heal you from the snake. Okay? So this is exactly the concept of the tree of knowledge, heal you from the tree of knowledge. The Torah heal you from the Torah.
And I may have missed something here,
Yes.
but can you define what it means to bring the light of Christianity to?
I think the light of Christianity is Yeshua, the light of the world.
Yeah, sure.
And you find, if you want to know Yeshua, you go to Christianity. You want to know the Torah, you go to Judaism. When you put the light of Christianity into the vessel of Torah, is that?
And then, Yeshua is not anymore a naked truth. It's something that is relevant for everybody. We can learn now, we can write now thousands of books, what is a Trinity, but book of Torah, not book of imagination, what is a Trinity.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, we know exactly what is a Trinity, what we talk about, and what is a cross. We can write hundreds of books. Our sages said that God creates the world with the cross. It is written in the Talmud. With the cross, with the shti, they call it Shti Va'erev. Okay? And the four fruit that we hold in Sukkot, we call it Arbat Aminim. Minim is a name the way we call the Christian. Minim.
Oh my goodness, yes.
It's like four false belief of Christianity. It's the four minim.
From the perspective of
And
Judaism.
minim is somebody that have a false belief, we call it a min. All the false belief of Christianity is the false, because Yosef, it's a mistake of separation. It's good, it's not bad, but still we solve it. Alright, so it's a different, Esav is bad and still we have to bring it back. So this is a philosophic mistake. But it is a mistake of, yes, it is something good and we say, no, we are not allowed to do it. This is like to sell yourself. Okay, so there are two kinds of mistake. And both of this mistake have to be rectified. And so I just give example, in this four kind, you have the Hadass, that we take three of them, and all his live is free. So this has to do with the Trinity. Hadass have three leaves together.
Oh yes, that's
Three leaves is Meshulash.
the myrtle. The
I
myrtle.
don't know how you said it in
Yeah, so the hadass, is that the...
It's a
the
medicinal
myrtle?
plant.
Or the it's part of the four species though.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, it's the myrtle or the willow. I think
Well,
it's
it
the
would be-
willow.
it
I
would
think
be the willow, yeah.
hadass is the willow, okay.
Okay, so his leaf as a kosher hadass has to be a certain size that is all from the beginning to the end is always three leaves that going out from one point. Three leaf. This is the way it's hadass, and we take three of them. So of course this has to do with the Trinity. The etrog,
Drug.
the lemon, we call it tapuach, apple.
Apple.
In the language of the Bible, what is the same letter of poteach? You open your hand and you give food to everybody. Open poteach is tapuach. Tapuach za'av, a golden apple in vessel of silver, b'maskiot kesef. Hadar is a name for Yosef. Yosef was blessing the beauty, the bull that has the beauty that called Hadar.
And that's,
So
that's the
it's a
myrtle.
concept of beauty that has to do with Yosef. It's to relate to, if we talk about the seven spheres, we have 7 elements. We have the sea, we have 2 aravot, we have 1 etrog, and 1 lulav. So together is 7. Okay? So the etrog equal 610, that equal 5 times cross, because we have
5
here
times
5
cross.
letters. So the average value of each letter is Slav, 122. Okay, so now what we do with this whole story, Steve Ariel, the way we call the story, equal 2 times Tapuach in Gimatia. So I just give you a hint that really there are thousands of secrets hiding about the concept of Christianity are there, and right now nobody do with this nothing.
Yes.
Not the Jewish and not the Christian, they don't know what it is.
So, just for the sake of time, I'm going to summarize this just a couple of sentences. Then Adam, been patient, has a question. There are 2 phases. There are 2 phases of what you want to do. The goal is, first of all, to have the pidyon habed, the redemption of the firstborn, which involves buying back Esau as well as Yeshua.
Yes.
And it's not a question, are they good or bad,
Yeah.
but we sold them and we should not have done
Okay.
that. So we bring them back.
That's the removal of the taboos.
Second,
And then the second is the trial.
no,
So-
before is argument.
Oh, no, no.
My rabbi write his remark on the book,
Yes.
maybe you don't agree with me on
Right.
something, and preparation.
Okay,
Now we announce and we going on the retrial.
yes.
And the retrial will be like, after the retrial, all the wall between Christianity and Judaism will fall down. And now, only now, every Jew personally, he will have to do the pidyon ben for himself with a symbolic amount of money that he accepts. Even there are lessons, there are 5 rabbis that say no, there are 5 rabbis that say yes. Now any rabbi is going to help you. You have to take the decision.
This is how a Jew accepts Messiah. This is what he's talking about.
Yeah.
It must be done legally per the Torah. This is how it's done.
Yeah.
And then I assume that the money for the pidyon ben is what is used to do the translation, to produce the materials.
Exactly, of
and
course.
to fund
of
the
course.
trial and all of these things.
Movies,
Right.
you know,
Understood.
public relation, to pay for 6 rabbis to work 6 months on
Yes.
in preparation before the trial about this subject.
Ah,
So when the 4 million is the beginning, and then when each individual Jewish person does the redemption, those funds also go toward the movies and
Of course.
right?
Of course.
So it continues on with each
Even
individual.
my rabbi give me this money completely as a present. After this, I will give half of it to my rabbi as a present because I want, because I want to die too. You know, when somebody died, he go to his father in peace, Beshalom.
yes.
Beshalom equal $2 million. So I want to do what it is written in the Torah, that everybody has to die. So then I die, I'm already dead.
Yes.
I give my blood, what is mean pidyon ben? I do exactly what Jesus did. He gave his life. I give blood, I give my life. In the moment we give charity, we give blood, it's like we do what Jesus did.
Redemption
So
for
we
new life.
redeem
Yes.
Jesus in ourselves. We redeem the soul of Mashiach in ourselves when we do what Mashiach is supposed to be, what Mashiach ben Yosef is devoted to the people to do good. He give himself to the world.
Personal
so we
redemption.
do the same thing.
And it goes back to what we were discussing in the kitchen. The word dam, for blood,
Dam
is
is
also
money.
the word for money.
Exactly the
Tamei.
same. It's the same.
Tamei.
word. Dam is
May,
money.
dam to May.
Blood is
Money we're
money.
giving of ourselves.
To make his
Adam.
pocket money.
Did you have a question?
Yeah,
Okay, Adam.
Concept.
the reason,
Sacrifice.
the reason I'm here, I can't speak for everyone, but the reason I'm here is to ask the question, does supporting this align with the heart of Beth Cohen? And the question I have, you remember the woman who came to Jesus for healing, and she said even the dogs eat the crumbs off the master's table. I have the heart of a dog, and the heart of a dog is to protect the master.
Exactly.
So if as a dog I'm to give my Messiah up for a retrial, my question becomes, is the vessel ready for the perfect light? Is the Messiah's, the standard of the trial going to be my understanding? Because you have said we do not go against the sages, but the sages have called believers in Messiah minim, which are false
But
believers.
like we said,
So will
it's
that
all
stand
question
up?
of interpretation. Minim is called the four foot that we talk in the holiday of Sukkot, that is the holiday of the future, that is the holiday of the nation. We call it the Sukkah of peace. Peace equal in Gematria Esav. This is the Sukkah we are under the light of Esa, and we take inside the Sukkah the four elements of Christianity, and we shake them all together to all sides. It means that all the vessel of for Christianity, this book.
But
This book is a vessel in Torah vessel for the concept of Christianity, that in Christianity is like a naked truth, and you cannot go to a Jew and present him a naked truth. He is not going to receive it. It's not enough that you say you have to believe, I have a Holy Spirit, I have a vision, or
but
whatever. It's not enough for a Jew.
I think Adam's concern
Joseph's,
It was-
Joseph's
it-
brothers came to Joseph when Joseph was in Egypt. Joseph's brothers did not come to Joseph when Joseph was back in Israel.
Exactly. It's why I say we have to go
Have
to
to go back
Egypt.
to Egypt, yeah.
But
Not in the simple sense of going to Egypt. It's exactly what I said. That is Purim. Galut, exile, ועוד גאולה plus redemption equal Purim plus Pesach. So there are two גאולות. And equal
Redemptions.
body and soul too. Body, גוף plus נשמה
Yes.
equal גלות plus גאולה equal Purim plus Pesach. So you see there are
Yes.
two גאולות
Redemptions.
equal 22 square, 484. So it's a very important number.
I think Adam's question is what if we have the trial and they find him guilty again? Is that
No.
the base?
because
No,
they, we're saying, in order for the retrial to be held, they must hold him to a truth which is interpreted differently than it is now. If it all hangs on interpretation, we have a Judaism which has rejected Yeshua. Then how can we hold a trial before they've
Because
reinterpreted?
let me
the
try
trial, what happened in the trial? The rabbi says so, he will say something like this, for example. Jesus made from himself idolatry.
Okay.
It's very bad. What I will say, when they accuse in the New Testament why you make from yourself idolatry, what Jesus said, you are all God and Son of God. In the moment you understand this,
it's not
not
idolatry.
idolatry. It's very good.
Gotcha.
Okay.
It's Hasidut.
Just like boom.
One problem out.
Exactly.
Alright?
Yeah, because
The biggest problem between Judaism and Christianity, Jesus put it on the table immediately.
Yes.
The biggest problem.
I think
And
Adam
in
was,
the book that make us to think that it's the more high, I think it's one of the most deep book in the New Testament, the book of Yohanan. I think
Yes,
in
John,
this place
yes.
it is written this more very deep concept. So when we start to read this book in the beginning, you might say, wow, this is completely idolatry. It's not. It's just above. It's a book that was written for Jews that can understand
I
it.
think Adam's question is that the timing, and will Israel be ready to receive the truth
And it,
once you
In
present
the
it?
moment you
But you
fix
don't
the
have to-
head,
Yes,
you
are they
fix all
ready?
the body. In the moment the head is fixed, you fix all. It is written, saying the Zohar.
once
In
the
the
pidyon
moment
ben
big
is
rabbi
done,
are there, and it's 5 to 5. Why I say 5 to 5? Because all the concept of Chan have to do with knowingness, paradox, both together. And And only then really we have a free choice. Zakai, what it means is his fault. And no, Zakai it means is not guilty. Chayav it means is guilty. Together equal chen.
Acquitted, I guess.
So it's why I say that probably it will be 5 that will say no, it is written in the Gemara so, and they will not agree. And it will be 5, and this is enough. This is exactly what we need for a free choice, for a big head of everybody to be a grown-up person that take.
Because in a trial, if it's 5 and 5, they're acquitted.
Innocent.
Now-
Innocent.
He's
Yes.
innocent, of
Innocent,
course.
yeah.
And now everybody can, he's not going to go to his rabbi, what you think. The rabbi are here, it's
Yeah.
5 to 5, everybody has to take the decision. We want the coming of Mashiach to Am Israel, we want peace with Christianity before the world, or we don't want it.
The Pidyon had
Everybody
been
will
put before the
understand
trial.
that this is exactly what has to be done to bring Mashiach. Okay, so
Does that answer your question,
Yeah,
Adam?
I-
About- I
I
think
think
you're
it may be
still,
the best it could be answered.
Okay,
given
let me
circumstances.
just sum up what I think Ariel's trying to say. Esav is ready. Right, the rabbis are saying it's very possible that Esav is ready. If enough Orthodox Jews say yes to the Pidyon Haben, that proves that Esav is ready.
Western world.
The Western world, which is your question of timing. So if the Pidyon Haben happens and it's successful, then the retrial happens. If the Pidyon Haben was successful, the retrial will be successful.
now let me say just, Theo, you don't like to say that I have to be ready, but I will, and what my rabbi really wait to see is not if Esav is ready. Esav born ready with the hair. He born finished.
he's born finished.
And he's want to do everything quick, because this what it is, this is natural. He's young, he represents the young guy. And Yaakov, I want to go slowly, be careful, because all the time, all the world, the story of
Yes.
Yaakov is holding back. Because this is a question of rectification, of responsibility, of old men, that we have to be careful, just that things stay the same they are.
To avoid breaking
It's
the
enough for
vessels.
the old man.
Yes.
And a young guy, let's go to the mountain of Seir, what he called 10 times hand. Let's go bring Mashiach together. And how he say this? Nes'a, it means we travel together,
Or travel.
we travel,
Travel.
and then he said, you know what? We walk, Benelcha, and he said, you know what? I walk.
Yeah.
I go alone. Okay, so this three words equal Mashiach. He said, Nes'a, Benelcha, Ve'elcha, in front of you. And let's go to the mountain. And then Yaakov, I want to...
You go on.
All right, so Yaakov, you hold back Esav. Esav want to go, and
Yeah.
Yaakov try to hold him back, but he's not going to walk. Esav is born first because Esav is the firstborn from the beginning. Okay, so the nation are ready. Rabbi Melubavitch say 30 years ago that Esav is ready.
Western world.
The question, if the Judaism is ready,
For
you
Esav.
have the vessel for the light of Esau. If the vessel are ready, it means I have the language to sell to the Jewish Yeshua, or to give to Christianity vessel, that they really need vessel.
In that tour that Jacob took, instead of going with Esau, he went on up to Shechem. All the horrible things happened, the
Yes.
rape of Dinah.
Yes.
And it's almost like the Holocaust brought that to a conclusion. He's like, Oy vey, I'm going back to my father. And it's like he's been through the suffering and now he's coming back and being reunited.
Okay,
Is
so
that,
it's a time, and this truth of Jesus, it's not a truth that came from nation to Judaism. It's a truth that has to grow from the
Grow.
ground, from Earth Israel. Have to be a natural development. We learn Torah for 2,000 years. We learn, and the Torah develop, and the Hasidut build the spiritual vessel to understand all the concept of Christianity. And if we didn't have the Hasidut, there's no way to understand what is the cross, what is the Trinity, what is the body and the blood of Mashiach. We could
now you
not
have,
even the Jews could not understand, even
Yeah.
the one. So the vessel are here, the light is here for 2000